Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in today's video, we are going to be talking about stupid interior design trends for 2023 that are not actually trends. So let's talk about it. I think that the media, which I am a part of course, in my own little small way, is driven by clicks and convincing you that new things are actually new things. And so I thought I would do a video on trends that people say are really popular and hot for 2023 that I don't think anybody's actually doing in their home. Like, I don't think they're real. I just think it's a way for people to convince you to click on articles. And by the way, while I'm here, thanks for clicking on my video. They're convincing you to click on things that are not actually things to convince you that they're things when they're not really things. So let's get into it. Okay, first up on my list is going to be Scandifornian, which is, I can't even say the name with a straight face. This is apparently a hot interior design style for 2023, which I was gonna do one of those videos, I still might, but I don't know if Scandifornian really makes the list because I don't think it's a real thing. I don't think it's a thing. So let's talk about what Scandifornian is, because it's a hot interior design trend that's like taken over. So it's essentially a mix of Scandinavian design and Californian design. So if you loved the name Japandi, then you'll really love Scandifornian, because we're combining, unfortunately, Scandinavian and California. We're combining those words, and it's a very unfortunate name. But anyway, I don't think it's a thing, because I've yet to really hear anybody say how this design style is anything but a rebranding of Scandinavian design, which we have seen for so many years and is a popular, beautiful, timeless design style in my personal opinion. So like, here's a good example. Hunker magazine claims this is a very hot new design style, and they want you to know that this is the features of Scandifornian. White walls, blonde wood, clean lines, classic mid-century details, organic elements, a restrained palette, and nature but modern. Because nature's like, I mean, you have to make it modern. Otherwise, if nature's old school, I mean, that's just so dated and so in the past. So let's do it modern. Let's do nature, but let's like modernize it a bit, whatever that means. And then finally, gorgeous California sunshine, which is the only piece of that puzzle, in my opinion, that is different than classic Scandi, right? Because, you know, California has very different weather than Stockholm. I've never been to Stockholm, but I don't think it's California. So really all these things, the clean lines, the white walls, the white everything, the blonde woods, like the simple furniture pieces, the mid-century, I mean, they're trying to argue that it's like a little bit more mid-century, and which, I mean, you could make an argument with some of the photos that they're using, like this rock fireplace, are more common to be used in sort of a mid-century design rather than Scandinavian. Honestly, this is not enough for me to make it its own style. I think this is arguably sort of cultural appropriation of white people appropriating other white people. I don't know what this is, but I don't like it because it's not really a design style. They're making it up to make it look like it's really hot and trendy and cool and different and special and unique and new, and it's not. It's just Scandi with Kim Kardashian. That's all it is. It's really, I don't think it's a thing. So this is a stupid trend because it's already been done. It's been done. It's been done. Okay, next up on my list is going to be Cluttercore. I keep hearing about Cluttercore, which was we've now gone fully off the maximalism, took a swan dive off the edge, and now we've arrived at Cluttercore. I don't think this is a thing. It is a little bit of a thing because basically what it is a design style that is maximalist in nature, which I get it. We're moving towards maximalist. The pendulum has swung. We're no longer all minimalist. We're now maximalist and we love our things. But this is basically like license, and actually not even like just being kind of messy, but like intentionally cluttering your space so that it's absolutely completely overwhelmed with stuff. Like some of these spaces that I have seen, if you look hashtag Cluttercore, honestly, like, I don't want to walk into someone's house and have to like, you know, wipe down basically a cushion to see if I can sit somewhere, like move all your figurines or whatever you've got going on, like your magazines or what have you. I don't need to move all that stuff to find a seat in your home. This space looks overwhelming and it looks like overkill. Like, you're just messy, you know, like you're just messy, and I think you just need to own that, and that's totally fine. Like, go for it. Be a little bit messy. Who cares? But you don't get to attach core to things and make them a thing when they're not really a thing, I think is really where I stand on the Cluttercore issue. I don't personally love it, but that's okay. I just don't think that it's really a style, and I don't think this is an intentional enough style. So that's the key word there, is intentional enough to really get like widespread use and attention, which is why I think this is a trend that's not really a trend. Because yeah, there's a lot of people that have a lot of clutter in their homes. I don't think those people are usually attaching the word core on the end and calling it a style. They're just sort of cluttered because they like it, or they just like, just don't like cleaning up after themselves. These things look look dusty as heck, these rooms. Like, I can't even. Normally, you know me, you guys, like I'm conscious of how difficult things are to clean, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. I know it is for a lot of you. A lot of you just dismiss trends on out of hand because you're like, nope, that looks really hard to clean. I get that. It's not really me. I'll weigh the balance of whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze, you know what I mean, in terms of the cleaning involved. This one though, this is not worth it. This is not a great style, and honestly, the cleaning is just, I mean, it's the icing on the cake for me. That's like the least of its problems, but come on, this has got to be like the worst. Who does this place? You know, have you cleaned in a while? Like, to me, you're just a hoarder without the mold, is all I'm saying. Let's move on. Okay, next up, we have Carnivalcore, which made it on my list of interior design trends that I'm not excited for 2023. Spoiler, still not excited about it, but I've almost changed my opinion in the last few weeks because I don't think this is a thing. I almost gave it too much of a spotlight. I've almost fallen victim to my own thing that I'm criticizing, which is I'm also part of this media industrial complex. And I talked about this thing as if it's a trend because I thought it was maybe going to be a trend that I wasn't a fan of. Now I look back and I'm just like, no, it's just a trend that's not a thing. Like, people are, Cara Delevingne, whatever, she did her little spread in Architectural Digest, but name me 10 people that honestly are really actually putting this in their homes that is not Cara Delevingne or in a kid's room. In a kid's room, magical, great. Cool, love that. You know, kids need some fun, they need color, they want to make it their own. If they love the carnival, it could be fun, you know, like, go for it. Kids room, fine. But no one's really doing this in their own home. I don't know. Like, you know, Scandinavian, warm minimalism, Japandi, maximalism, even cottagecore, which you know I don't love, but even cottagecore, like, these trends are actually big. You can see them in retailers, you can see them in people's homes, you see them all over social media. You know, they are a thing. You see big designers using them, you see homeowners using them. You know, you can easily get furniture from different retailers to actually bring and into your own home and to use these styles because they're actually a thing. Carnivalcore, like Cluttercore, they're not really things. They're not really trends that I think are really worth talking about anymore. So I'm not going to, because I don't think people are actually doing this in their home in a widespread enough way to justify it getting the word core after it. Because we've arrived at everything being something core. Okay, next up is open ensuite bedrooms. Okay, so this is where the ensuite bathroom and the bedroom have some sort of glass wall or no wall at all, or some sort of transparent partition between the two. I think that this is awful, and I don't think this is actually a trend that people are putting into their homes. Why? They're obviously impractical. Like, obviously so. Like, I love Mike. I love my partner. We've been together for 18 years. I love him, but there are things that we need to keep separate. There's things where, you know, we just don't need to share certain parts of our lives together, even within our own home. And I would say the bedroom wall and the bathroom wall of the ensuite, that is a good thing. We need a wall there. We need a wall, we need a door, not a barn door, but a door, and we do not need a glass panel, right? I just think that this is a trend that that people say, like, this is a thing, this keeps happening, and I don't think it is. I don't think it's actually a trend that people are putting in their actual own homes, because most people, 99.9% of the population, see within about 3 seconds what is the problem. They take a look at the bed, they take a look at the toilet, and they go, yep, there should be more than a piece of glass between those two, and they shut this trend down right away. So this isn't really a thing. This is something that is designed to get looks and clicks and engagement, because that's what we do here on the socials, but it's not actually a trend that is really worth paying much attention to, because I don't think anybody's actually doing this. Okay, and now we are back to TikTok, my favorite place, and that is, not really, and that is the LED cloud ceiling. This is where people usually, thankfully, because they can be removed, usually put like a piece of plastic or cardboard or something, and they craft it, sort of putting it onto their ceiling, and then they sort of take cotton wool or whatever, and they've got LED strips in there, and they're able to sort of mimic a storm cloud thing in their bedroom. So I would imagine it's supposed to be really cozy and cute because you're sitting in your bed. Then you have like a storm going off above you or something, and that's very cozy and fun. I was 14 once, and I remember what it's like to decorate when you're 14. I had a black light in my bedroom because it was fun, and it was the 90s, right? Like, this was the thing you could do, and I get it. And the kids are all trying to replicate their own thing, and I think that's an awesome thing when teenagers kind of get to play with their own, because they don't really have a lot of money, so they're trying to sort of make something their own. They're sort of getting creative, and I think that's overall a good thing. However, do I still get to kind of make fun of it here on the internet? Of course, everything's fair game. So I think that the cloud ceiling thing isn't really like a widespread trend beyond a teenager's bedroom. That is my own opinion. So despite the fact that there are articles about the DIY cloud ceiling, there are YouTube videos, there are TikToks and Reels and all sorts of things concerning the cloud ceiling, I don't think it's a widespread enough trend beyond a 15-year-old girl's bedroom to really pay a lot more attention to in mainstream media. And just call it for what it is. This is the faux mirror of 2022. You know what I mean? Like, we had the DIY faux mirrors that were really unfortunate, that now, surprise, surprise, shock of shocks, there's TikToks all over the place saying it's time to get rid of the DIY faux mirror. Yeah, obviously. It wasn't great to begin with, so why would you keep it? It wasn't great then. This, to me, is the new version of that. This is the like fun teenage trend, which is sort of cute and cutesy, but not necessarily something that I think we should really pay attention to beyond the age of 17. Personally, in my opinion. So this is a trend that's not a trend. Okay, that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm gonna throw here to my video of interior design trends I'm not excited about, because I think if you liked this one, you seem like the type of person that would like that video. If you've made it this far, I think you would also appreciate that one. So I'll see you all in that video. Thanks, bye.